Good morning and welcome back. 10 o'clock. That is when we're expecting the announcement from the Bank of Canada whether or not those interest rates going up. Mike Eppel, you've been following this already for some time, teeing this up, what we could potentially see. Good morning.
Yeah, it's been telegraphed, hasn't it, about this key interest rate announcement for not just the Bank of Canada today, Melanie. Oh, no. It is also the day when we get the U.S. Federal Reserve's policy decision. You could make the argument, actually, that the U.S. Central Bank has more reason to raise interest rates today compared to the Bank of Canada. But in fact, we will likely see or possibly see the exact opposite, where the Bank of Canada raises rates for the first time since 2018. Think about that. Rates have been either steady or dropping. They dropped significantly in this cycle on March 3rd of 2020. As the pandemic was getting underway, the Bank of Canada on that date cut rates by a 0.5%, and it's been dropping them ever since down to just 0.25%. And that's why your variable rate mortgage in some cases, the rate on that's below 1%. The party by the end of this year could be over. It's going to be raising rates because, look, central banks have a mandate to push back against inflation, to keep inflation in around 2%. Now, you can argue that, what's going on right now in the economic cycle and inflationary pressures are, caused by a whole host of factors. But the central banks look at that and go, okay, we got to do our part, so let's tighten borrowing costs. Now, I say that the Federal Reserve in the U.S. actually has maybe more reason to raise rates today because their economy is wide open. And their inflation rate is actually higher than ours at 7%, and their unemployment rate is below 4%. Here at home, we've got a near 5% inflation rate, and Ontario and Quebec are still, under shutdown restrictions in some sectors. So it's going to be interesting to hear what the Bank of Canada does today. But if it's not today, then it's definitely in March. So get ready for it. Plan your budgeting accordingly, because borrowing costs are going to be going up.
No doubt. Okay, so now let's talk about this. We've been covering what's happening in the grocery stores for at least the last few days. A number of factors at play here, but the CEO of Metro is speaking out about what's happening with their company.
Yeah, they reported earnings yesterday, and on the conference call, CEO Eric LaFlèche said that, look, it's not so much about the trucking issues, it's about store workers and employees throughout the food chain system calling in sick because of the Omicron variant. If you don't have people packing goods, delivering goods, stocking the shelves, coming into the grocery stores or what have you, well, then you're going to have supply issues. Not to mention, even on top of that, the trucking mandates, vaccine mandates at the border. And again, we've seen a case of misinformation again, and on various social media platforms about this, and it's definitely the truckers. Well, not necessarily. It's a whole bunch of things that are going wrong in the food distribution system right now. So we'll see where we are maybe in a week or two as the numbers for Omicron start to come down, and where we are at that point, and then we'll get to the root cause of this whole thing.
Mike, I know you were watching very closely what Microsoft earnings were looking like, as you say, a bellwether for tech stocks. So where did you land?
Good, really strong. Like, we knew Microsoft was going to make a whole lot of money, billions of dollars. And the CEO, Satya Nadella, in the conference call last night was talking about big growth in cloud computing. They just bought Activision Blizzard for $69 billion. So video game sales are going to go substantially higher for Microsoft. It's looking at the metaverse too. It's, just this company has grown in size and scale to more than $2 trillion in market value. Share price is up 3.5% in pre-market trade. And oh my goodness, Melanie, the markets are up substantially in the early trade this morning. When was the last time I was able to say that?
Been some time. Yeah.
It has been. 2022 has not been so good yet for stocks, but maybe today it's the midweek turnaround. We'll see.
Mike, we got about 30 seconds left. Let's talk Tesla.
Oh, yes. Not so much about how much money Tesla makes, but their production numbers. And Elon Musk, he'll be front and center this afternoon when they report. Tesla has all of a sudden, I guess, become one of the most productive automakers. Their plants are running at full capacity, whether they're in California or overseas. And this is one of the most productive automakers on the planet now. They got a lot to live up to, but it's Tesla is kind of leading the charge for all of the others in the auto sector for EVs. General Motors yesterday announced a $7 billion investment in Michigan, 4 Michigan plants, getting a massive amount of money from General Motors going forward. The GM Oshawa plant's going 2 shifts now. So, yeah, the auto sector, they're trying to catch up because there is a lot of demand for autos, both gas-powered and EVs. But Tesla's numbers will be big later today.
All right, we will be watching, Mike. As always, a pleasure. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.